This is PB Geki, and we're gonna do a live coaching session for Sonics, or also known as Kryptonite, from the Vancouver street battle scene. And he's using Ryu, I'm gonna use Vega, and we're gonna do 3 first to 3s, and in between each of them, we're gonna coach each other and talk about the matchup and all that sort of stuff, and try to improve within each set. Alright, let's go. So, let's start. Oh, and you can say hi, by the way.
Is it?
Huh?
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Oh my god, why? Okay, I'll go back to Q. I want to clip that part for Capcom. I literally want to do that, just to show them, like, why does it do that? Okay, let's try this now.
There we go. There.
Hey Russ, what's going on? If you guys don't know, Russ is a pet detective. He has a full license. Went to a med school for about 6 years, and yeah. He solved the dog worker murder about a few years back, so.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm making shit up. Just
Yeah, no, I know.
yeah. Thank you for.
Isn't there a movie called Ace Ventura?
Yeah, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Ah.
Okay. Alright, so basically when we're playing, just pretend like it's tournament. Just so you can get into a serious mindset.
Alright.
And try not to make mistakes you wouldn't make in tournament.
I will do my best.
Okay.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, Sonic is Kryptonite, Russ. Just uses a different tag as CFN. And Russ, we can do one with you if you'd like afterwards. Like not today, but some other time. Hey, Brutalis, what's going on? Thank you for the support. We both appreciate it.
Round one. Fight.
I'm at VSB tomorrow. Tomorrow and Saturday. Nice.
Final round. Fight.
All right, good games.
Two.
Okay. I think I know. I can tell you. Well, how did that feel for you?
Um.
Like the first thing you can think of.
I have trouble with the EX wall jump.
The wall dive.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but like in general though, like maybe like not
Like,
just not like
I-
a specific move, but maybe like
Oh.
a general thing, like I keep getting hit low or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
I kept getting hit low, especially in the first game,
Mm-hmm.
and I got whiff punished a lot.
Yeah. I felt you were actually really good at checking my my walk forward and walk back when I'm trying to bait you. I think I got better at whiff punishing you later in the set, but early on
Yeah.
I felt it was difficult to get a read on you. I felt you did a lot of good low forward confirm into EX Fireball, or like just low forward into check. I think I felt the biggest thing I noticed like right off the bat was your confirms. Like when you did like a crouch short crouch jab into DP, you would like
Yeah.
you didn't like hit confirm it.
No.
And also a bad thing to do with Ryu, and you can see on stream right now, right? Okay, so if Ryu does, this is like a block string you should try to get rid of against Vega and like most 3-frame characters because it loses to it. So if you get predictable with your frame traps, this will happen. So if you do medium punch, it actually loses to 3 frames.
Oh,
Do
that's
you see
right.
what-
Kenny was telling me about that.
Yeah. So it's not very good for this purpose. And I can get a counter hit and then combo like.
Because that's what happened. Is I tried to do that and I got counter hit.
Yeah, and I do that a lot. Like it's a good confirm against like 4 frames, but usually for 3 frames you want to do something else. Generally, what you can do instead is crouch medium punch. That I believe beats 3 frames. Let's just make sure I'm not crazy. Oh wait, hold on. Let's time it properly. Actually, it does. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, right. So what you have to do instead is a light kick. So, oh, but you get a trade. I guess you can actually do stand jab. I'm just trying to think here.
Sound like it's +2 on block though, or +1.
Which one is +2 on block?
Stand light kick. I think it's either +1 or +2.
Okay, wait, maybe. Cause wait, it's 4 frames, right, for stand light kick?
Yeah,
off?
it should be.
Okay. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, so you can probably do this as the best choice. Because if I hit a button, you'll get a combo.
Ah, that's right.
So you can do stuff like that. Like the jab will whiff on block, but you'll hit me if I hit a button.
Oh,
I know
AM
AM Kid does this a lot to me, to like mix me up. And then the thing is, when I start respecting the medium punch, you can like walk forward throw.
Ah, okay.
And that's pretty good. And what else he mixes up is like he'll do like this, and then he'll do dash back, and then Tatsu or something, or like,
Or like as like a
he'll do like, huh?
something?
Sorry.
So like he'll try and catch you.
Yeah. So like if he starts doing this into throw, he'll start doing this and then block and then like Tatsu or whatever, or he'll do like roundhouse. Actually, roundhouse is probably the most consistent thing he does. So he'll do like this, dash back, roundhouse, catch the throw with.
Ah, okay.
So like that kind of stuff. Let's see if I don't think I set this up properly. So block. Oh, I recorded all of that. That's no wonder. Yeah, I think this catches the throw riff. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember exactly. I think it was just roundhouse. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, you can definitely shimmy either way, or blow it up with like a low.
Okay.
Or like the jab thing I told you about. But I think aside from the hit confirming, I think one thing you can look out for is like when I'm standing like in this spot and I'm clawless, usually I'm looking for like medium punch. Because I'll hit confirm into this, right? And so if you whiff like crouch medium kick, I'm just gonna like hit you. So you see 1, 2, 3, go forward. That's how you can practice with punishing certain normals. You just record 3 jabs or 3 lights, and then you walk forward a bit, and then crouch medium kick, or whatever normal, and then down back for a moment.
Okay.
You can practice your spacing that way.
All right.
So just like that. That's what I'm trying to recreate. But the thing is with so when I'm standing in the spot to whiff punish, if you think I'm trying to whiff punish a certain thing by standing in a certain spot, usually it's for mediums. So if you whiff a medium, like medium kick, stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, I think stand medium kick will actually interrupt. But the counter for that is you either walk forward and throw them, because I'm just waiting, right? I'm not gonna go for it. I'm gonna wait for you to whiff something, and I'm standing at a spot where it's like the max range that this will whiff. So you can either walk up throw or dash up throw to beat that tactic. You can also sweep. You can sweep them, because if they're just looking for it, they might, press something when you start sweeping, because they need to react to the whiff, and then I get crush countered, and then I get knocked down. You see Cero Blast do that to me a lot, actually.
Oh, okay.
And then the last thing you can do that's like neutral based is if I'm looking for a whiff on a medium, you can whiff a light, and then you whiff punish my medium attempt to whiff punish you.
Oh, because you're reacting to a button, right?
Exactly, because the thing is, some players, if they're really good on reactions, a lot of the time they're just throwing out their whiff punish button, regardless of whatever the normal is you're pressing.
Ah, okay.
So if that's the case, then you can fake them by like doing like, oh, stand short, and then they whiff a button, and then you whiff punish their button that they're trying to use to whiff punish you, because you recover really fast.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a very common tactic. It even works like up close, or even like, and what you can simply do without whiffing a button, you can just walk forward and walk back immediately. Right? Because if you get into the range where, because if the player is good, or they're experienced, they'll if you walk into the range of the normal, that's when they want to use it. So you immediately walk into the range and immediately walk back, and then you can whiff punish them throwing it out, right? Because the thing is, if you to a player that knows what they're doing, if you keep walking forward and you let them, they're probably gonna throw you, right?
Yeah.
So that's like, they don't want to get thrown, so they're gonna like press something to hit you, like either a jab, a medium, like whatever it is, right? And you can use that information to kind of go forward, and then determine how you want to mix them up, how you want to approach like your spacing, because you always want to stand at the spot where your character is best, and usually that's outside of the range of your opponent's normals, right? Unless you're pressuring, of course, right? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I think it's just I definitely have to work on with punishing with Ryu, because with Akuma I just did stand medium kick all day, right?
Yeah.
It's like the best button in the game. It was so easy.
Yeah.
But Ryu's normals are so stubby that it's kind of, I have to be really close to do it.
Right.
So it's just things to work on.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I think you can use like stand medium punch buffered into like Tatsu is probably pretty good. You can also use crouch medium punch buffer into like what's it called? The donkey kick.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, and even just like into fireball is really good. Like stand medium punch into fireball is pretty common. The DP one is really hard to buffer with Ryu, I think. Also low forward too. If you do like low forward into EX fireball, I think that's a really good buffer. I think that's probably it. There's like other ones too. Like when you're in V trigger, you can do like stand fierce buffer, because you'll crush them too, right? Yeah. So you gotta be aware of that too. But here, let's play other set. I'll invite you again.
All right.
Yeah, so I think just be more mindful of your spacing, and if you see me like just staying kind of still close to you, but like looks like I'm in your low forward range, just try one of those three options, like throwing me, whiffing a light, or even just walking back and then like getting away from that spacing at the very least.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
And yeah, you can try Akuma too if you'd like, up to you. At any point. You don't have to stick with only Ryu. Okay. We're gonna have the conga? I hope not. Please.
Conga for 2?
Please. I think we're good. Alright, nice. I don't know what the tech is to beat it, but just hope. Okay. Okay.
Round 1. Fight.
No Fexel today, unfortunately. But I will be in the tournament tomorrow on Thursday, which is tomorrow, and also on Saturday. And I will stream it on Sunday too. Thanks for asking, though. I'm doing Street Fighter today.
Round one. Fight.
Nice. Mm.
Round two. Fight.
Nice.
Final round. Fight.
Hi, Clinton. Good to see you. You can hide in the dark all you want.
Shit.
Okay.
You win.
I knew that was coming too. I didn't know what to do though.
For which part? The
That into the switch.
oh, the ASE or the low?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the default option is usually just to crouch block, because then you can react with jab if I spin, and if not, you're just blocking.
Round one.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no overhead I can do, right?
Round two. Fight.
Nice. Okay, good games, good games. I could definitely feel you were more comfortable.
You win.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
I think Because generally what I'm looking for when you're playing Akuma is... Because if you're fireballing a lot, or if you throw 2 fireballs, I'm convinced you're in like zoning mode. So a lot of the times what I'll do is if I'm close enough, I'll try to
Just roll
V-skill
through
through
it.
it. Yeah. Not even EX roll, because like it's a little slow, so it's kind of difficult to do, especially against Akuma's fireball, because they're very fast. So usually V-skill is like the best approach. And I felt your whiff punishes were a lot better too, and you're like crushing me and counter poking much better. I think you even adapted to the because the thing is what I'm trying to do in general in neutral is stay in the range of your fireball, but just out like about here. And it's just so if you walk forward, crouch medium kick, it won't be a block string. Or sorry, if you walk forward, crouch medium kick, fireball, it's not a true block string, so I can EX roll through it. And also, I'm trying to stay in like my medium kick range. And the reason for this is because it checks your fireball on startup, and it interrupts. It whiff punishes most things. And if you throw a crouch fierce, I just need to like step back a little bit to like whiff punish it.
Okay.
So I was trying to like basically stay like in this kind of spot. So like you're like I'll push you at the red line, like about here. So yeah, I'm trying to basically stay like about a square away, like half a square, like in between, just so I can check you if you throw a fireball, or even just to check you like walking or dashing. And the thing is too, this spacing for Vega, if you jump, I can walk under you and like check you with short.
Oh, okay.
And if you demon flip, I can ASE.
Oh.
So it's like the perfect spot. But the problem is, and you kind of caught on, but I think you didn't realize fully what my plan was, is because this is a dangerous spot to stand against Akuma, right? Because Crouch Fierce is +3 on block. He has really good confirms. His stand medium kick is an amazing whiff punish tool. So even though like this is my plan, and this is probably like how I can win the match a little more consistently, like so I can be safe from the... Because the problem is Vega can't deal with most of Akuma's options in the air. Like if he demon flips, it does jump, air fireball, dive kick. He has many ways to mix up the air approach, right? So basically I have to find a way to mitigate that, either by standing too far away or by standing really close. And the thing is, for Vega, since I don't have a fire... Well, if any character doesn't have a fireball, generally, and then the opponent does, generally you don't want to be far away from your opponent, because then they have a benefit of having a fireball to use, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that makes sense, right? So if you're standing close at the range where you can interrupt it, or do some anti-fireball options, or you can like jump in at them, like the jump in range is like a threatening position, right? But it's difficult against Akuma, because Akuma has really good anti-airs, right? I think probably the best in the game out of the Shoto characters. Especially because they're so varied, and he can do a lot of damage, especially with meter, right? Like, doing like back heavy, like you did it before, like doing back heavy punch into demon flip into a knockdown into pressure, right?
Well, because you get such good Oki off of it.
Yeah. No, exactly. And like what spot were you trying to stand with Akuma, like roughly? And like what purpose?
The point where I could try and whiff punish or crouch fierce.
Okay, so like basically trying to crush me, or like whiff punish, like if I throw a medium.
Yeah.
Is that
So
kinda
I
what
was
you mean?
trying to stand a little bit further away
Like
from
here?
where you are right now.
Like here?
Like. Yeah. Kind of
Okay.
like right there.
Okay. And then what was your plan outside of, crouch fierce and whiff punishing me with,
Knockdowns.
Okay.
Where...
And then just pressure?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that's probably the scariest for Vega. Like, if you knock Vega down with Akuma and you just meatying, like...
Because like you have no options, right? Besides
Exactly.
super.
Exactly.
Or is super invincible?
Nope.
Oh, really? So then you have 0 options then if you're knocked down.
I have to... basically, the only way I can get through on defense is if you do a frame trap that lets me check you with a 3-frame, or if I V-reversal and, like, you don't punish my V-reversal, and I can check you in between the recovery.
Are those minus on block or
The V
plus on
reversal.
block?
So V
Yeah.
reversal is I'm safe, but there's 1 frame of vulnerability on recovery. Right after he recovers, there's 1 frame where you can actually punish him.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
don't know. Hey Kobe, what's going on? So basically, the 1 frame you can punish, and some characters like Bison can do like Inferno if they see V
Oh, okay.
reversal from Vega, and it'll hit both of my V reversals.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the thing is, this 1 frame, if you don't punish the 1 frame, I can block. So Akuma definitely has setups where you can, I don't know what they are personally, but you can probably research or test in training mode. But if you can react to the sound, because the thing is, when Vega does it, I'll just show you so you can hear it. But basically, I'll just try to reversal this. So that's for the kicks. So he makes 2 different noises very clearly, depending on which V reversal he does. And you can react to the sound and then do your optimized punish. The easiest one I've
Okay.
seen people do when they don't know, but they want the best chance of beating it, is they like mash like a light button. Especially in the
okay.
corner. So if I'm like in the corner, and then you get a knockdown and a V reversal, you can like hit your stand jab probably, and then confirm into a counter hit, and then like if I'm trying to press something, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, you're just sipping tea, living the dream. Of course. Green tea? Is it matcha? But yeah, so I think you're right. Just pressuring and knocking me down and just making me spend bar, take gray life. I think using safe traps into Fireball is really good because you're just building chip as well.
Right.
And Vega has like, especially in this season, really bad and really specific anti-fireball options. And if you mix up your ways of getting in, like with jumps, like if you mix up like air fireball, especially if I'm at this spacing, it's really hard. Like I have to air to air with jump medium punch because I can't risk missing an anti-air because I get air fireball and then comboed and then now I'm in the corner or dead. Right?
Ah, okay.
So jump air fireball is actually really scary. Hey Cayman, what's going on? Smoking crack? Okay. I mean, some people like tea, some people like crack. White peach.
Different
sounds
strokes
good.
for different folks, I guess.
Exactly. David's tea, white peach. That actually sounds really good. Oh my god. Do you add milk or cream? But yeah, so I think that's definitely the best way to approach. And so I think anytime you see me at this range, you can definitely try to go for some sort of jump in. And like I said, air fireball is really good. Especially jump EX fireball, because like I cannot trade with that.
Oh.
So that's really good if you got me like mixed up or making like, especially after you knock me down and I'm trying to get away from you, like maybe I'm close to stun, and then you jump
Right.
in and do like air EX fireball, and I'm like, oh fuck, well I'm dead.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think your spacing is pretty good. I think what you can think of too is if you see me doing a lot of medium kick, an option you can do instead of being in that spacing where it'll work, just walk back a bit and then just crouch fierce.
Ah,
Like
okay.
not as a reaction, but like when you think I'm gonna do it, then you want to crouch fierce because then you'll get a crush counter.
Ah, okay.
So basically, like if I'm doing mediums to like check you or trying to land a whip punish, and I'm like actually throwing them out, the way you beat that is by crushing them or by whiff punishing. So
Right.
depending on how you want to do it, or depending on the normals, right? If like stand medium kick is really hard to whiff punish sometimes because the hitbox is really good, but like
Yeah.
you can crush it or you can whiff punish it with like stand medium kick. And if I'm just doing lights, that means you can use your mediums to like check me.
Oh, right.
Does that make sense?
The rock paper scissors.
Exactly, like the priority system. And
Yeah.
also you can also use fierces like to crush me if I'm just throwing jabs. But jabs sometimes can interrupt the startup because they're faster, right? But
Ah, okay.
like I said, it all depends on your spacing, right? So if your spacing is like here, it doesn't matter what I pressed. If I get crushed, like I'm still gonna get hit. Hey Toga,
Right.
thanks for the host, man. Shoutouts to Togashi Azriel. And thank you to all viewers. Welcome. This is Kryptonite or Sonics or Noah.
Hello.
And I'm doing a live coaching session. We're on match 2 of the first of 3 that we've done, and this is just coaching that I'm doing, and we're about to play another one. Okay. Why am I echoing? I'm not sure. I shouldn't be echoing. Oh, maybe through Discord. Oh, Toga's been also drinking. So he's
There
kind of
we
drunk.
go.
Okay. Yeah, any other thoughts you have about
The one thing that I noticed, especially on your wake up, is that you hit buttons a lot.
yeah.
So I just need to meaty more
Yes.
because then I just blow that up, right?
Mhm.
So
100%.
um yeah, I just when you knock me down, I get really scared, right? Because I have no idea what you're gonna do.
Right.
So
Hey,
it's
Bonds, how's it going?
it's hard because with Akuma, right? Like if you just throw an EXDP, that's like half your life right there. So
Yes.
like you really have to play smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't just do anything reckless, right? Because like with Ryu, he has more health, right?
Yes,
So
that's true.
I can technically, I guess, play more risky because I have more health, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like after playing Ryu for a while, I can see why he's so low on the tier list now.
Right. Like you can feel the difference, right?
Yeah, oh totally.
Because I feel, like personally for me, when I switched to Ibuki for a little bit just to try her and learn her, I felt a huge difference in like my, like I could make way more mistakes. Like I could make more minor mistakes and get away with them versus if I use like Vega or like Ryu or something. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And not to say it's a bad thing, because like I think I've gotten better as a player than if I picked like, you know, Ibuki from the start. Do you know what I mean? Because it kind of like exposes your weaknesses a lot. You know what I mean?
Ah, I see.
Like if you're really weak at something, it'll really show with a low tier character.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Do you know? And I'm not saying
Yeah,
like
okay.
I'm not telling people, oh, pick a low tier character, but like I think it's good to try them just so you know, like maybe it'll expose something you're bad at, and then you can like really try to get good with it, and then go back to your main afterwards, right? For example.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a bad thing, but also, you know, it depends on your situation. Like if you don't like a character, I think you should not play them, regardless of how good they are. Like I wouldn't play Akuma because he's not my spirit animal, even though I think he's kind of fun, you know. But I prefer Vega's way of play, you know.
Because if you're not having fun, then there's no point in playing the game.
Exactly. And that's with anything, right? Even in real life.
Yeah.
If you're not enjoying your work, if you're not enjoying like your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, just
Whatever the case may be.
yeah, like try to work it out. Like you know what Daigo did with Ryu? Just, you know, try to figure out what he can do to improve, how he can make a situation work, communicate, try a bunch of things, you know, different perspectives, whatever. And eventually he dropped Ryu, but it was after like so long of trying. You know?
Yeah. That's... Yeah.
And yeah, came in the chat says winning is fun though, and it definitely is for sure. But like it's what you want, right?
Absolutely. It's just like with Ryu, you have to play like absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm. I feel that with Vega too. Like if I make a bad input or a bad read, it can cost me the game. Especially if that read makes me lose my claw, and if I need the claw in the matchup, it's really difficult.
Oh.
Especially against some character like Cammy. If I lose the claw early against Cammy and I have to make a comeback, it's really I have to make a lot of right guesses if I get a knockdown, you know.
Ah, okay.
And I have to do like higher risk options. The lower the life the bigger the life deficit, right?
You'd think it'd be the other way around, right? Because
yeah. What
the
you
more
mean,
health
like
you have, you can just play as slow as you want. Keep the
exactly.
lead, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and to a point with your because you said you're afraid sort of on knockdown, like what I'm gonna do. Because the thing is, like, if you're unsure, the safest thing you can do is just down back. Because most characters, like, except for maybe a few, like, the worst thing I can do is, like, if I have no claw, I can command grab you or just throw you or overhead.
So you can only command grab without the claw, right?
Yes. So if I have the claw, I can do this. If I
Oh,
don't have it, I
didn't
do
even
that.
know that. I thought
Yeah.
you could command grab with the claw.
Oh, I wish. I wish.
Holy. Okay, that changes everything then.
Yeah, and Clinton says when I lose Claw versus Geef and Birdie, yeah, exactly. I hate that match. Actually, Birdie is not too bad, but Geef is much worse.
That changes everything. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Alright.
yeah. So if you see my claw on, I'm like doing this stuff, you know, because it changes his punches, right? So you can tell very clearly like what I have, right? Like,
Right.
walking, blocking, throwing, whatever. As soon as I have the claw off, then I can command grab you. But even then, like, it doesn't do much damage. It does only 130. My forward throw already does 140, so command grab is
I
pretty
mean-
risky.
Just like at least for me, right? Like,
Mhm.
if I get knocked down by a character with command grab, it's
Yeah.
like a 50-50, right?
Sort
So,
of, yeah.
Like I have to guess.
Mhm.
I can't, just sit there, because if I sit there, I'll get command grab.
Right. But the thing is, at the same time, like there are situations where you should try to read the command grab, so you like backdash to punish or neutral jump, whatever. But like as a general thing, if you're unsure, like if nothing will kill, usually the safest thing is just down back. Like you know how
Okay.
people say like take the throw, like it's
Yeah.
literally that. So you just like I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna block, and if you throw me, I'm gonna take that.
Okay.
Because
So then,
the throw will take not much. I'll only take like 150, maybe 200 if it's like an EX command grab. But at least I won't get meatied. I won't get crush countered. Like nothing big will happen.
okay. Do you get Oki off of it?
Well, for Vega, I need to do EX
To get Oki off your command
to
grab?
get Oki. Yeah, then I can dash
okay.
and I'm a slightly plus. I can do regular and meaty, but I have to like walk forward medium punch, and it's
Oh,
like
then you have to,
very.
like, manually
I have to
time it?
manually time it, so it's not reliable.
Okay.
And yeah, so I mean, obviously different characters have different ones. Like Mika can do the kick command grab and dash forward and do another one, but she has to instantly do it. So if you like delay tech, she'll whiff and then you can punish her,
Oh,
for
okay.
example, right? So yeah, I think just if you're unsure, just down back and block, and then react to an overhead if you see it, or delay tech if you really want to. If your opponent can show you they can shimmy, obviously you don't want to tech, right? You want to call them out with like a low forward or low short, and then confirm.
Yeah.
But the one thing you can really do, if you're kind of unsure and you don't want to take a command grab, is just you can EXDP, of course, right? But obviously, like you said, with Akuma, since he has lower health, you have to take. You can't do as many EXDPs, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But-
I can't take as many risks.
I guess it just depends on the player, right? Like if they're baiting you to EXDP, like you'll see them, right? Like if you
Yeah.
throw them, they walk for it and they just stop. It means they're baiting you, right?
Right.
But the thing is, if you don't want to EXDP and you want to call out something like a command grab or something, you're like, I'm too afraid of this. I want to get away. I want to like get out of jail for free. You can just look at like how they pressure you first. Like if you get knocked down the first time, like what do they go for? Do they go for a grab? Do they go for a button? And then if they go for whatever it is and it works, usually they'll do that same option again. If it doesn't work, a lot of good players will try the opposite thing of that.
They'll mix it up.
Yeah, or the thing that maybe not the opposite thing, that's the wrong terminology. They'll usually try the thing that beats the thing you did to make it not work.
They counter it.
Yeah, so I'll say like for example, if I do like a sweep and I go for a meaty like that, so what beats that? So they'll either wake up EXDP or they'll just crouch block
Right.
or V reversal, right? Because that will beat this too. And if I throw, they'll either tech because they don't want to get thrown again, right? So they'll either
Right.
tech or they'll wake up buttons if it's not a true, throw loop. Obviously, there's no throw loop anymore. I think except for Abigail. But anyway, so they'll check that with a button, or they'll backdash, or they'll throw tech, or do something that's throw invulnerable, like Vega has EX slash, or
Oh,
some
really?
character specific thing. Yeah, it is.
So then can you wake up with that and do it?
I can if you throw me. Yeah.
Oh.
But if you hit a button, then I die. So,
Ah.
yeah. So just that kind of stuff. So basically, you can use that information the next time you're in a crucial moment where like if they get a grab, you're dead. you can use that like, oh, how many times did they throw me, or like, do they throw often, or have they just been buttoning me the whole time?
Okay.
And the thing is, like, you have to commit, right? Either you die,
Oh yeah.
or you win.
Yeah.
And the thing is, most players won't command grab when it's gonna kill, unless like they won't die if you punish them for it. Does that make sense?
Sort of.
So for example, like if I have like 15% life left, and you
Right.
have 15% as well, and if
Right.
if I knock you down, and I go for a command grab, and the command grab will kill you, but if you dodge the command grab and you would kill me, I probably won't command grab you.
Oh.
I'll try to
so-
do like the safest thing. Either like I'll go for regular throw, so the worst thing is like you tech it,
Right.
or
So
yeah,
you just do the safest option.
exactly, because they want to take
Okay.
as little risk as possible. Or if
Right.
and the thing is like if I knock you down and you have meter, and if you wake up DP and that will kill me, I'll usually want to bait. Usually.
Right.
Or you can go like Ultra Instinct and like try to, you know, and just throw anyway, or hit
Okay.
a meaty button because they're like, oh, he's too scared to wake up EXDP in this situation. You know what I mean?
Ah. Okay.
So that's one thing to consider. But so the thing is, like, it's more common for like someone to command grab or wake up DP when, like, even if they get punished, they're still alive.
Right.
Especially
Yeah.
especially when they're up a round. If they're up one round, generally they'll do something more risky on their wake up or on your wake up because they're up a game. You're already pressured because you need to bring it back 2 rounds, and they want to, like, you know, mind fuck you in a way, sort of.
Mental stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously this is all like fighting game stuff, but like as a basic general thing, just to kind of help you understand. Yeah. Any thoughts?
I think it's just I have to really focus on what you're doing,
Yeah.
like your like patterns, for example, and like what your wake ups are,
Mm-hmm.
like your, or not wake ups, but like your techs,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and then try and counter those, because I'm so focused on what I'm trying to do
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not paying attention to you at all. Like
Right.
when I was at the beginners tournament on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
Alec brought up the point that most of us are playing the one player game, if you will,
Yes.
where you're only focused on you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not focused on your opponent,
Yeah.
and you have to, you know, play the 2-player game where you're focusing on your opponent.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, better player or like higher level players will always focus on their opponent. Like, they'll have a game plan that they want to execute, right?
Mhm.
But how they do it will always dictate what your opponent does.
Right.
Because you want to beat your opponent. You don't want to execute your plan the way you want to do it. Because the thing is, your opponent also has decisions and game plans that he wants to do as well, right? So you kind of
Exactly.
want to read what they're doing as best as you can. Like, you know, do they use mediums a lot? Are they frame trapping me? Like, how are they pressuring me? And the thing is, like, obviously there's a lot to think about. But as simple as you can, the simplest thing you can do to start getting into the habit of like recognizing it, and then eventually it'll just feel natural. Like, I'm at the point now where I think about maybe a few things, and just the rest of it I like pick up instinctually because I've done it so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a good way to start for anyone else that watches this too is that you can start by wake ups. So if you knock me down, if you knock in this case, if you knock your opponent down, what do they do?
Right.
Just the very, very first thing. Like, basically, when you start the game, just try to get a knockdown and just be very, like, safe and wait to see what they do. Like, are they jumping right off the bat? Are they trying to jump as soon as possible? Are they trying to dash forward at me a lot? Are they trying to or are they just waiting for me to do something?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that'll dictate usually what kind of player they are. And then you can kind of put them in a box already. Like, oh, if they're jumping immediately, they probably will want to jump a lot in the match. So I should be focused partly on anti-airs and then trying to execute my plan around that.
I see. Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I think doing that just a little bit, against each player you fight will help you so much in kind of breaking down matchups. Like especially because different players will play the same character differently.
Oh yeah.
Even though people say, oh, Street Fighter V, no diversity in character play style. Obviously that's not true, but
Each player is unique.
each player is unique, right? Like especially the more complex a character is, like Vega, Akuma, the more diverse the playstyle can be. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like just because they do the same combos, just because they might do the same meaties or the same like OSs, whatever it is, doesn't mean like they play neutral the same. Neutral is very, I think neutral is the way you can dissect each player and then put them in a box, even though if they play the same character.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so, I guess, broad.
Yeah,
In the
it
sense
is.
it's like the different styles, right?
Mm-hmm. And like, of course, you know, there's like, there is a safe assumption when if like I play Vega, right? So what are his good buttons, right? Like stand medium punch, crouch medium punch. Like obviously people, like if you're just figuring out an opponent, you can use your like safe things that you know. Like this character has these good things about them, so most players will use these options, right? But
Right.
then as you play, you can kind of see like what are their favorite ones, and then sort of what are they using that's not common or not unique. Like for example, like I fought a Bison player at a tournament online. I think it was Toy, GGEA Toy.
Oh, toy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I fought him at the Capcom Cup, or not Capcom Cup, the Capcom Online qualifier, the West one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I fought him, and I noticed I never fought a Bison like him because he would backdash. Because Bison's backdash a lot on Wake Up, but he would backdash a lot in neutral. So anytime I had pressure, he would immediately like get space. And I had a hard time. I didn't recognize it till like the second match. And then, but what I started doing to call him out on it, as I started sliding him, and I would get crush counters, and then he stopped doing that, and he got really passive. Because then he started baiting. Then he started baiting my slides, or started baiting like, or just started like not backdashing as much. So he had to do something else. I ended up losing the set, but the point of the story is that like you need to look out for these little things that like are not the norm, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I don't want to give you too much, but yeah, I think that's pretty good. Is there anything questions or whatever? Just to.
How do you? So, when you play a match, right? How do you formulate a game plan? Like when you play against, I don't know, like ranks,
Yeah.
right? Like, what is your game plan? And like, how do you make one?
And how do you make one? So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just sent you an invite, by the way.
Okay.
So I have a general game plan, and for me, my general game plan is to set up whiff punishes in neutral, or to make, basically I want to make you scared to challenge me in neutral by either using pokes, whiff punishes, or pressure. And then when I land this pressure, I want to get you to the corner ASAP and make you try to get out and lose a lot of life.
Right.
And then generally from that, I want to finish you by making you afraid to do your game plan. So I would try shimmies, I would try throwing you a lot, and like mixing you up when I can, especially in the corner. Basically, if I have you in the corner and you're knocked down, I want to make you afraid to do your typical game on Wake Up. Like if you want a DP, I want to bait you or mix you up so you can't Wake Up DP because I'm calling it out or something.
I see. Okay.
Like, so I guess you can say sort of like the longer a set goes between me and another person, the harder of reads I will do to make them afraid to do these choices that they want to do to like blow me up.
Because you have more time.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
In the sense that there's X many sets.
Yes.
So then you have.
And the thing is, with long sets, I try to save, depending on the player, I'll try to save certain things for when I want to show it to them. Like, I don't fully do every mix-up I know or that I use. I'll do, like, a few of them, and then when maybe they're doing something like, oh, they're teching a lot, now I want to do these shimmies instead of the other ones I'm going for.
Oh, so you don't let all your cats out of the bag.
Exactly. Exactly.
I see. Okay.
Because the less you give them, then the less information they have on you, and the less they know about what you're gonna do next, right? Because
Right.
if they've seen you do a mix up in round one, and then you go for the mix up again in like match 3, like final round, and it's gonna kill, they know
They'll be thinking
what's
about it.
coming, right? So
Right.
either what you have to either do is you do the same kind of setup, but you do a different option to beat what they're trying to do or whatever, or you
Right.
do something new that they've never seen before.
Right. Okay.
Because it'll kill and you'll win the match, right?
Right. Okay.
To answer your question though about ranks, like for example, because we played a lot before, and okay, so this is my plan for Mika. Generally with Mika, I always keep the neutral space where I'm outside of her dropkick range, like in and out of her dropkick range, and she can't dash up command grab me, and she can't jump body splash and actually hit me. So basically, to hit me, she has to drop kick and walk forward, or she has to jump forward and like roundhouse.
So
And it's
essentially, you're just trying to be as mobile as possible, right?
exactly, and so I'm trying to keep that certain spot, right? So that means basically I'll punish drop kick if she does it with V scale or neutral jump, or I'll walk out of it and make it whiff. Or if she
Right.
jumps, I'll always anti-air her, and if she tries to body splash to fake the jump, then my anti-air won't get hit because I'm too far away.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And then I'm gonna usually try to get chip damage, try to get a life lead, and then as she gets more and more desperate, I'll start to like dash up throw her all of a sudden just to surprise her, or I'll jump
Right.
forward, or I'll try to knock her down too, because if I knock her down, I can get meaty. And the thing is with Mika, versus other characters, I try never to meaty her unless I know for sure it's gonna hit or block, because I don't want to risk getting like I'm mistiming my meaty and then her punishing me and knocking me down, because she's scary on wake up too.
Ah. Okay.
Right? And then rank specifically. So the thing is, you have that game plan for your character, or for your character, like the matchup, right? And
Right.
then for rank specifically, since we played so much, I implement that same plan, like my spacing, all that sort of stuff. But when he does ranks things, like specifically that he does with Mika, like for example, I notice when he starts to pick up on how I'm playing the matchup, what he starts to do is be more aggressive. So he starts using like walk forward, dash back, dash up, like crouch fierce to mess up my spacing, right? And then,
okay.
or he'll start jumping with like target combo, or he'll start neutral jumping, or he'll start charging the mic and start talking from full screen because he knows I don't want him to get in. So he's gonna bait
Right.
me to come at him,
Right.
because I know his plan is to get me to the corner and just like make me guess as many times as possible, because eventually he will win. So my goal on defense, if I'm in the corner, my only goal is to get out of that corner and back to my neutral,
Right.
because I don't want to die.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing about ranks that I've noticed. And the thing is, with ranks too, he doesn't like to... I wouldn't say he doesn't like to block on wake up, but he doesn't like to respect people's offense. So once I notice he starts disrespecting my wake up, I try to bait him a bit more, like maybe bait his EX Peach, maybe bait a wake up button with like maybe an ASE or something like that, or just try to do stuff that's really safe that'll make him feel annoyed. Because when if I make him feel like he can't get in, or he's annoyed by what I'm trying to do, or like I'm chipping away and like he's not getting anything, then he'll play more aggressive, and then I have to just flip what I'm doing. Like then I usually flip to like clawless, and I'll just try to like get better anti-airs. I'll try to pressure him a bit more when he's knocked down. I'll try to basically kill him quicker, because he's being aggressive, and I don't want to trade blows with Mika, you know?
Ah, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of... I mean, that's a little longer than I should probably say, but like that's generally what I want to do.
Okay.
But obviously against players you never played before, you have to just kind of make your own...
Feel it out.
Feel it out, yeah. And the thing is, you have to... Like, I think Daigo said this in an interview with Chris Tatarian, but he said you have to... Even if you're unsure about your opponent, like how they want to play, you have to, at some point before the match ends, make a conscious decision of what they are. Like, are they defensive, offensive, are they neutral based, whatever, right? Are they crazy?
Ah.
Because
okay.
if you still don't know after like the first match, for example, you really have to like like what you can do is that you can go back to neutral and kind of maybe look for like, are they jumping at me? Like, how are they trying to get to me? Are they dashing a lot? Are they just walking? Do they not want to get to me at all? And then use that to like, you know, kind of reassess where you're at.
Okay.
Basically, like if you're ever confused or lost about what to do in the match, just try to go back to neutral and just, you know, regather information.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that should help.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's play the final set.
Right.
Actually, wait. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say we can do first to 5, but let's just keep it first to 3.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, this should be fine. So this is grand finals. You put me into losers. We're both in
okay.
losers now. So this is for
All
the
right.
all the marbles.
All right. All marvelly.
Oh my god.
What?
Capcom doesn't like that. They don't like tournaments. Okay, I'll invite you again. Don't worry. Did your game close?
No, I went offline.
Oh.
Somehow.
That's weird. Oh, maybe it wasn't Capcom. Maybe it was just your internet.
Probably the Wi-Fi.
Oh, you're on Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing?
I actually bought like a 30-foot Ethernet cable,
Uh-huh.
but like my router's in a different room, so I'd have to like it'd just be a pain.
Oh, I
I
see.
don't want to like walk over it or anything, right?
Yeah. That was a pretty good connection for Wi-Fi. I don't know did you feel it was good? Because I felt it was
Yeah,
awesome.
no, it felt pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
I'd like to at some point get on wired because it's just so much smoother.
Yeah, 100%. I will
That's
admit,
what
I do play Wi-Fi on my PS4 for Street Fighter
is there any particular reason?
because I only had one wired cable and it's always plugged into my PC.
Okay.
But now I actually did buy a splitter, so I have 2 Ethernet cables, one going to my PS4 and one going to my PC. And like my dad ended up calling Shaw to get like a drill, or not a drill, but like get a hole in the wall through so they could feed another internet cable through into my room.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I can stream, because I have direct connection and, you know, it's like always good.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so since you came back, let's do first to 5.
All right.
But this is a tournament.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, Shaw's a pain, Kobe. I know.
I have Telus.
Oh yeah, I can't even get Telus in my area. They don't allow it.
Really?
Yeah, because they're not in the certain
Like
area.
districts?
Yeah, the district, I think.
Well, that's a pain.
Yeah. Okay, back of queue. Okay, try this again. Yeah, if you're unhappy, call your internet providers, people. I know you have to wait a while, but
It's definitely worth the wait. That's
it
for
is.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Fist bump online.
Sure. Online fist bump. There we go.
Got it.
Round 1. Fight. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
Nice.
You win. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
Nice.
Final round. Fight.
I can already feel you doing better.
Yeah, I definitely I feel like I'm doing a little bit better.
Yeah. And don't worry, it takes time. So, but once you get you'll just keep getting better and better at it. Honestly. So even if you don't win, it won't matter.
Fight.
You'll still make progress.
Is that an overhead?
The wall dive? Well, you have to block it standing. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Fight.
Oh.
What?
Is that DP?
I tried to.
I think because the
Oh, but
screen froze. If you mashed it, maybe it would have came out.
that hits on the opposite side, right?
I believe. Yeah, you might have to autocorrect. Yeah. You can. You can parry it, but I can't remember if the armor loses to supers. Maybe I don't recall.
I can't dash, can I? Because that
No.
tracks, right?
It does, and yeah, Akuma's dash is not fast enough.
Fight. Round 2. Fight.
Oh.
Good games, man. Good games.
Games.
You win.
Yeah, I think actually immediately what I just thought of is that when you had to make the comeback and you did the V trigger uppercut into the knockdown, you could have totally thrown me or even shimmied me because, like I said, I would take the throw no problem because that is the lowest damage I'd want to take. So I'm never
Right.
gonna. I don't want to get hit by a meaty. I don't want to get hit by like crush counter. So I'll just take a throw. So you went for a meaty sequence there, but I had so much life, so I didn't mind blocking any of that. So just something to be aware of when you need to make a comeback and your opponent has like a huge life lead.
Right.
Because they don't want to make a choice on wake up or on defense that would blow them up. Like, so for example, like players won't want to risk heavy buttons in neutral, maybe. They won't want to risk medium buttons, some of them, depending on how slow they are. They won't want to do like raw special moves because they don't want to get punished. They won't do sweeps. They won't tech throws. They won't tech when they get shimmied. Some will, obviously, but it depends how well you condition. But yeah, I think that was a lot better. I noticed you were trying to mess with my spacing, and I actually noticed you do some sweeps. When I was trying to look for a whiff punish, you would sweep me. Or you would do
Yeah.
like crouch fierce to like crush my jabs that when I was checking you. So it was really like so even though like it was 5-0, like I felt you were scarier.
Yeah, I was trying to at least establish some form of pressure
Yeah.
because I wanted to crush you
Mhm.
because then on knockdown like Akuma can do like a bajillion different things.
Yeah, exactly.
But I kept getting hit low
Mhm.
quite a lot.
Yeah. Is it cuz you're walking back a lot? Like what do you think
yeah,
the reason
actually
was?
that's probably it.
Mhm.
I noticed that I tend to walk back a lot and people hit me low and they blow me up.
Mhm.
It's just like if I really focus on what I'm doing,
Mhm.
then I'll pick up on it. But
Right.
like I have to really like because I'm thinking of like a billion different things at once, right?
Right.
So I guess just take it one thing at a time.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. I think just taking it in like the moment by moment. Like, okay, right now I'm looking for X,
Yeah.
and if he does this, I'll be ready. Because you can't look,
Right.
you can't be aware and ready for everything,
Oh, yeah.
right?
No, 'cause there's no way. Yeah.
No. So like you can basically you can focus on like two things, like the one thing you're trying to do, and then one counter to a thing that if they try to go for you're ready for. And then there's a third thing that they'll do that you will get blown up by, but you have to make sure that you shift your focus around enough that it seems like you're thinking about all three, but you're really not. You're aware of what your opponent's doing, right?
Right.
So like, hey Killa, what's going on? Oh come on. He says season 4 Vega, I got a feeling gonna be added ass DLC. Oh maybe. Oh I thought you said ass DLC. Never mind. As DLC. He's in the game. What are you talking about? I just used him. Come on. But no, because the thing is, like, if they, like, for example, as the simple game plan perspective. So, if you're Akuma, and what your main option is in this moment, like, let's say you're at your mid screen, let's say you're playing neutral, your opponent doesn't have a fireball, and they want to like crush you, right? So like you know this because they've whiffed a heavy button near your face and it whiffed, but you didn't punish it. So you're like, okay, they're probably gonna try to crush me, or they might use a medium to whiff punish my medium that I'm gonna use to whiff punish them. So I'm gonna play very patient, and maybe I'll bait a medium button by whiffing a jab, and then I'll whiff punish with my medium kick, right?
Right.
Or I'll whiff punish their crouch fear or their fierce if they're gonna throw it out again, right? So I'm ready for that option. That's my plan, main focus. I guess you can say 60% of my mental energy is on this, and then the other 30% is if they jump at me because I want to anti-air them. Because the thing is, I'm in their jump in range, where if I whiff my medium kick, they could jump in at me and combo. So I'm looking for anti-air as well. So those two are covered. So what can they do other than that to blow up this main coverage that you have?
Okay.
No, like I'm asking you, what can they do to blow up these two options?
Well, if I'm trying to whiff or not whiff, but like whiff punish,
Yeah.
or if they know that I'm gonna hit a button, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll try and jump. Like I have to space myself to where I can react to the jump. Like so, like what you brought up earlier, right? Like if I like whiff a jab, and then they jump, then I have time to anti-air because it recovers so quickly, right?
Exactly.
So it's also conditioning too, right?
So like let's say this is the beginning of the match and you have no other information, but you're looking for anti-airs either by baiting them to jump, or you're just ready to anti-air, and then your main game plan is to whiff punish their heavy button you just saw, or bait them to throw something that you can whiff punish, right? So what can the opponent do to beat your two things you're looking for?
Oh, counter poke?
In what way?
Or in what way? Like,
And the thing is, it's not right or wrong. It's just like what's like a general thing you could do
to beat me.
Yeah, to beat you. If you're ready for anti-airs and you're gonna whiff punish them if they throw something out if at the wrong spacing.
Dash?
Yeah.
Dash throw?
Yeah. Exactly. Or you do something crazy, like you can like walk up sweep, like do something they don't expect, like hitting them low. Because the thing is, when you're trying to whiff punish, you need to have the spacing for it to work, right? So what you do to make your spacing work for you is you walk back and forth to the spot you need to be at. So hitting low will beat that, or you can do like something like EX bullhead. You can do Urian's shoulder tackle, like EX shoulder, to like catch you off guard, right? Because you're looking at the air and you're looking in front of you because of your spacing.
Right.
But you're not gonna whiff punish because like if you see anything that you can't whiff punish, like a dash, or like the thing is sometimes you can check a dash, but you will usually won't use your medium normal to do it. You'll usually have to use like jab.
Jab, yeah.
But if you're close enough, like dash up throw will get you, or even like sweep, like I said, or like quote unquote random move like EX bullhead, shoulder tackle.
Oh, okay.
But that's how you beat it, right?
Right.
You can also neutral jump, or the opponent can also neutral jump to like make you do something. Like if you're like super trigger happy to like anti-air them, some people, if you neutral jump at them, they'll still throw an anti-air button out. Or they might DP, and then they'll whiff, and then you punish them, right?
Yeah, because that's the thing that I've noticed, because when I see somebody jump, I automatically DP.
Yep.
So I was at one of the weeklies, and I kept DPing people, and then they would neutral jump, and then I would DP because I'm doing it on reaction. I'm not doing it to the like where I know it's gonna hit. I'm just doing it to just do it.
You're doing it because they're in the air, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So then they blew me up.
Yeah, I think basically when because you can notice a forward jump or a neutral jump. You just have to look for the animation for it. I think it'll come with experience, but if you just like try to, I think one thing you can take and just try to apply to everything is just don't try to do something as an impulse. Try to do something as because this is a good idea, or like I think this will work because X.
Ah, okay.
Because because like you know what Alex said about the 1-player 2-player game, because if you do something because of just an impulse that you see, without thinking, then that adds more to the 1-player game, right? Because like, oh, they're in the air, I'm gonna DP.
Exactly.
Regardless of what decision they could make once they're in the air, right?
Right.
But if you think about it and you're like, okay, they're gonna forward jump, or they're forward jumping, they can't do anything. So other than forward jump, they can't like fake their jump in or whatever. So I'm gonna DP them. Because when you fight certain characters, right, like Akuma or Mika, like they can mix up their air approach.
Yeah, their jump arc. Yeah.
The DP will whiff, or your like impulse option will get beat.
Exactly.
So if you just try to implement like little moments of like, okay, if they jump, they can do. I'm looking for the jump right now. So if they go for a jump, I'm gonna make sure it's this kind of jump, and if I can't react, I'll just block or whatever. Right?
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Or like you do some instead of DPing, which will lose to neutral jump, and like let's say if Mika body splashes, you'll get blown up. You'll do something like, oh, I'm just going to do back heavy punch. Like I'm gonna do a safer anti-air option where.
Ah, okay.
So I'm not gonna risk my life to anti-air them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you can do that, and then if it whiffs and they do body splash, then you won't get hit, and you're safe.
But then you keep that in the back of your mind, right?
Exactly. Then you're like, oh, he's trying to bait me into doing something, so I'm gonna look for that next time, right? And like I said, just take a little thing that you notice they do, and then just try to apply that in any scenario that comes up. Like, like when I told you, if they just look for how is my opponent gonna approach me when you first play them, and if you notice they dash a lot, then do the option in other situations that'll check dashes in case they do it.
Oh, so like preemptively throwing buttons?
Yeah, like a jab, for example. Like do like jab buffer into medium kick tatsu, for example. You know, like that kind of stuff. Or even and if they're jumping, right, just like look more for anti-airs, right? Try to space yourself for the perfect range to like anti-air them if they jump, you know?
Right.
Just like little things like that, and then eventually you'll start adding more little stuff that you can think about. And you'll just get better and better at it because you're more comfortable. The hardest part is honestly recognizing it and then just doing it for the first few times in a match, and then once you get to the habit, then eventually it'll be easy for you.
Yeah, that's definitely the hardest part for me is just like starting it.
Yeah.
And then keeping it going. Because I think I'll start it and maybe do it like once.
Yeah.
Then I won't do it anymore.
And you'll just forget or something.
Yeah.
So if you get into, so what you can do actually, if you just play ranked, and don't care if you win or lose, but just try to get a read on your opponent.
Okay.
And even if you lose, just think, if you lost, just think, okay, did I lose because I got the wrong read on them? Like, are they not crazy and I thought they were crazy? Or, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just try, just try figuring out what the opponent is, what kind of player they are. And then as a number 2 thing, just figure out one thing about them, like, oh, he likes to tech a lot on wake up, or oh, he likes to disrespect my wake up with free frame, or you know, he likes to EXDP a lot, or he likes to jump at me a lot. Whatever it is, right? It's one small habit that you can exploit in that match.
Like I did do that the other day. I was playing a ranked match against a Sagat player.
Yeah.
And I noticed that he kept throwing low fireball. So then I would Tatsu. And then I would knock him down, and then he would do DP on wake up, so then I would block.
Yeah.
But he kept doing it over and over again. So then I was like, well, this is easy. All I have to do is just preemptively do a Tatsu, it goes through the low fireball, and then block.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I win. And like, that's it.
Yeah. And see, what you said is actually further along than some people are, because another skill to have when you're doing this sort of thing, one trait, this is like an aspect, I wouldn't say this is a player style, but this is an aspect, is that I think 801 Strider actually said this, but you need to figure out if your opponent learns.
Oh.
Because like you just said, even though you punished him, like, I think that's the biggest way you can punish him from doing that with Akuma, right? Basically? Yeah. So if you do this max punish, and he does the DP and you max punish him again, if he still would do it, and then you punish him again the same way, and then he still does it, he will never ever stop.
Exactly.
So my advice, like in general, if you're fighting someone that can't be conditioned, just play safe, because they will do something dumb eventually, or something high risk. Not dumb, but something that's high risk and that has a big punish in for you. So eventually you just have to wait for it. Don't commit. Just like do safe frame traps. You know, don't overcommit in neutral. Maybe don't do like high risk anti-airs. Just like, you know, avoid the corner, all that sort of stuff. Like try to not be in a scramble. Just general stuff like that.
Right.
And then just like I said, like maybe sit down and in like training mode or something, and just think of like a basic game plan, and then just three or four different versions of that based on like what kind of player you're fighting and how you tweak it. Like, like for example, you don't have to copy this, but like, oh, my goal with Akuma is to knock you down, pressure you, and then just overwhelm you, and then keep you mid screen or put you in the corner and kill you with throws. Like it can be as simple as that, and then you just like, and then you'd be like, oh, if my opponent is crazy, I will bait them a lot on their wake up, but I'll keep knocking them down to make them do something crazy. For example, right? Just like take each aspect of like your plan and then how you would adjust it based on the player you're fighting.
Right.
Yeah, so, I hope that's not too much though to say.
No, it's good because then I can go back and watch this, right?
Exactly.
So, but the thing so when I first picked up Akuma, since he's so offense oriented, I didn't think that I had to play patient anymore.
Oh, I see.
So I would just play reckless, right?
Right.
But now, after realizing that even though you play like an aggressive character, you still have to have patience.
Yes.
Like you can't just like throw that out the window.
Of course.
Like, so that was, I guess, different, because I was like, oh, well, this character is so offense oriented, all I have to do is just
keep pressure
go in all the time. Yeah. So that kind of confused me, because it's like two different styles, right? Like I just didn't think that, meshed. But now I understand that you can't just totally ignore patience.
Yes, exactly.
You'll have to have it. Absolutely. So.
And like I said, like before, there's like, it's a 2-player game, so you can't be offensive all the time.
Yeah.
There's gonna be points where you have to be defensive, and especially like in the clutch, or against better players that can exploit your habits, your defense needs to be strong, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you can't implement your offense, what's left?
Defense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think, is that pretty clear, or like, is that, you can kind of take that and then we can kind of reconnect and do another one like this, sort of?
Yeah,
You feel?
I can take what I learned tonight and do my best to apply it.
Okay.
And then come back at some other point and then see what's happened over the course of whatever.
Yeah.
And then focus on something else. And then just keep going, I guess.
Yeah. It basically never stops, honestly. I'm still doing stuff like trying to tweak bad habits, trying to optimize situations, and, you know, not make the wrong button press, even though I know what I should be doing. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So the thing that I guess I'm kind of kicking myself for, since after playing you, is the fact that I wasn't meeting you enough, and I wasn't throwing you at all.
Oh, right. I did notice, actually. You threw me like twice.
Yeah,
maybe.
because when I was playing with Mortzy and he was teaching me stuff, he told me to throw like a lot. Just do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's teched, just at least establish it.
Yeah.
Make them guess, right?
Exactly.
So that's the thing I have to do too, is to throw more and then properly meaty. Because I notice a lot of people at the beginners tournaments, they'll wake up buttons a lot.
Yep.
And I can't meaty consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So if I try and meaty, but I don't link it, then I'll just do like a Tatsu when they block it, and then I get punished for it, right?
I see.
So I just have to work on that, because without meaties, I don't really have, like, my offense is lacking, I guess.
I see, like you're missing an aspect or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I think what you can do, because actually, an interesting thing I noticed, just because you bring that up, you know, you were using quite a bit of Akuma's forward heavy punch, like the chop, like the throw bait thing.
Yeah.
Hey Bruce, what's going on? But yeah, so that's a throw bait move, but you weren't throwing me enough for me to be scared of it. And when I would get hit by it, it would be because I'm trying to punish it, and because you're doing it at you weren't even doing it when you're next to me. You were doing it like in the whiff punish range. I don't know if that was a mistake or that was on purpose, but like
that was more autopilot than anything else. Because I was trying to throw bait with it, but I was like, well, I haven't thrown him, so it's not gonna unless like just some fluke where he happens to like try and interrupt it, maybe.
Yeah.
The timing is off, so I did. That kind of worked.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't like, well, it's not a reliable thing to do, right? So.
And that happened. I noticed a few times. Like I got clipped, like with my short or something, because you did the chop, and then you comboed from it, which is good. But yeah, because that move is incredibly scary when you throw me a lot and like I might tech. Because that's like a personal weakness of mine. Like when I don't know what to do, I delay tech. And especially if I'm confused, if I'm a little shaken or tired, I throw tech a lot. And players like Ranks and Josh and even Bruce will blow me up for that a lot. Like Josh will shimmy me for days.
Oh, because that's how you beat Playtex.
Yes, you shimmy them, right? Or you do like a delayed meaty. Like you do that thing. Like Kenny does this a lot. Is he'll hit a medium button, he'll block it, he'll walk up, and at the range where he can throw you, he'll hit medium punch again. And then you'll get counter hit, and you're like, what the fuck? I teched. And then you're like, it's because that beats teching as well. Those are the two ways you can blow it up. Also, you can blow up delay tech with command grab. But you don't have one, so don't worry about that. Yeah. But that's something to note, though, because if your opponent has a command grab, and you're delay teching a lot, they might start command grabbing you more on your wake up or when you're blocking. Like they'll do like a hit into like a, you know, into a command grab to like catch you delay teching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to learn delay teching, and the timing with it is really specific.
Yes.
So I can only do it like maybe twice out of like 10 times, and then I'll tack, and then I get hit.
Right.
So I mean, at least like my perspective is like it doesn't seem like it's a reliable defense or like defensive option because it can get blown up, right?
It can. I mean, but everything in this game, especially fighting games, has a counter, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
Actually, Bruce says, but delay meaty is a hard read after you condition them not to push a button. Oh yeah, no, of course. We're just talking in general. Yeah, because if you delay tech, because the thing is, what you might not realize is you can actually press tech and break the throw pretty late, even like once you're about to be thrown, like while you're getting thrown. So you don't have to press it as early as you think. Like if you try in training mode to press it a bit later than you think you should, you can actually do that.
Okay.
Because you do it late enough where you'll block a button. You basically do it when your opponent is literally next to you, and you see them do like a sort of animation, and usually that animation is throw, and then you press tech on that moment. And the thing is, it's too fast for you to raw react and see throw, because throw is 5 frames. Like the game plays at 60 frames per second. There's 30 frames in 1 second, so literally in like a split second, in like half a second, you have to read if they threw or not. So most people will just tech, or they won't tech and then they'll just get thrown. Right. That's why if they're just gonna throw tech, then you can blow that up with, you know, those options that you mentioned.
Right.
Yeah, it's very interesting actually, because I think talking about this kind of stuff is really useful, because then you can kind of figure out like, oh, this counters this counters that, and you know, it's good to get perspective from, you know, multiple people.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to have somebody to bounce things off of.
Yeah.
Like I was watching a video by Rob TV.
Yes, I love that guy.
Yeah, and he posted a video essentially about how people don't do that enough.
Is it the American FGC is whack?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So I mean, I definitely think that that's something that should like already be there. Like, and I don't know why people wouldn't want feedback.
Yeah.
Like, because then how are you supposed to grow as a player?
Yes, it's true.
Right? But I guess some people's egos they won't take feedback, which is unfortunate.
No, you hit the nail on the head. I was gonna say it's because of their ego. They don't want to admit that like there's something wrong with them. I mean, this is not even just fighting games. This is life sometimes. Like they won't want to admit like I'm wrong about this, so I'll just bullshit my way through.
Exactly.
And just be in denial because it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather not be wrong. I'd rather be right, or just I don't want to deal with it. Like I'd rather be wrong and actually learn or improve in some way as a human being or as a player, right? So please, like, open me up philosophically, like mentally, physically, whatever it is. Like in a fighting game in real life, I don't care, because I'd rather gain perspective. I'd rather gain something that I can use to better something about myself, you know?
Definitely. Yeah, no, I totally agree. 100%.
Yeah. And even if people, like, I have an ego sometimes, but the thing is, like, I just try not to let it fuel my choices or fuel, like, I definitely had an ego a little bit before, so I think just, like, calming down and just trying to help people really put it in check a lot more. Like, and I wasn't, like, crazy compared to, like, some people that are really egocentric, but, like, I had moments where I would kind of get carried away.
Okay.
But I used it more as a defense mechanism than like I was actually just egotistical. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
So
I
it'd be
see.
so it'd
Okay.
be sort of like if people challenged me in some way, or like discredited me in some way, or
Mm-hmm.
like not constructively, like just to put me down, then I would get
Okay.
egotistical to like kind of combat that, or to like I guess sort of put up a front.
Ah,
So yeah, I had to kind of push that up and be honest with myself that like, oh, this is a problem and I need to adjust something in my attitude or how I think about the game, or interacting with people, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so Run On, I've been spending it on fighting chance to get the Sagat special costume. I got
Oh,
it
what's
though.
this?
I got it though. Oh, so
What's this?
it's the
What is it?
it's the Street Fighter 1 costume where he doesn't have the scar and he actually has an eye.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Exactly.
Oh, sick.
It's really cool, but man, you're gonna spend a lot of fight money to get it.
Oh man.
When we got back from Evo, me and Toga sat down and downloaded the patch and then tried fighting chance. He got it on the first try.
Seriously?
I spent 30. I spent 30 grand.
You spent 30,000 fight money. You still
Yeah.
haven't gotten it?
No, I got it in like I think I got it on like the last few thousand I had.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But my God.
Holy cow.
Yeah. But anyway, going back to the point. Yeah, I think we should just theory fight more. I'm gonna do this again with someone else, but I'll definitely come back to you because I want to keep track of the progress, and then you can kind of see. Because I honestly improve from this too, so don't just think like you're the only one improving. Like I feel like because it solidifies things I think, and it also questions things I thought were right maybe, or maybe I need to come up with a different approach for something.
Yeah. No, it's definitely two-sided.
Yeah,
For sure.
for sure.
I didn't think that this was just like for me, because we're trying to do this together
Yes.
and grow together, not as individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah. No, of course.
yeah. So I really appreciate this, Christian. Like, thank you
course.
very much.
No, of course not. Anytime. I enjoy doing this, and I feel good from it. So I don't mind doing this forever till I can't move my wrist. And even then, I would just yell at people, telling them, "Oh, why are you doing that on Wake Up? You should try maybe this or this." Old man River,
Yeah, old man Christian.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, but I think that should do it. Yeah, so I'll put this on YouTube. If you guys are already watching this on YouTube, look out for the next one. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Like how I can improve the format. Maybe you want first to 5 instead. Maybe you want like one first to 10 and then a review and then another match after that. Whatever it is, let me know. And thanks again to Noah, Sonics, and Kryptonite. They're all the same person.
Yep. And many names.
Many names. And yeah, you can catch us at Vancouver Street Battle tomorrow if you're watching this tonight. At Vancouver Street Battle, so twitch.tv/VAN Street Battle. And I'll tweet about it as well. My Twitter is on there, as you can see, on to the right. And yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Appreciate you hanging out with us on stream. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.